All right, well, the African Mining Indaba gets underway today. It's a gathering of mining industry players across the mining value chain from all over the world, as well as African government leaders, among others. This year's overarching theme is entitled Evolution of African Mining, Investing in Energy Transition, ESG and the Economies.
We're starting to speak to representatives who actually are behind the Mining Indaba. We're speaking with Franz Baleni. He's the head of the advisory board to the Mining Indaba. And we're also going to be speaking with Tom Quinn, who is the head of content to the Mining Indaba. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Of course, Gwede Mantashe has just spoken and he indicated that South Africa is open for business. We know that there are many challenges. Franz, your thoughts?
Look, I think it's a great opportunity for investment in South Africa in particular, especially given that the Minister, Gwede Mantashe, is very passionate about mining. What we also said, raised with him, is to deal with regulatory challenges which the mining industry is experiencing, issues of licensing, issues of water, approval, including Section 11. Those issues need to be attended speedily so that it makes it easier to invest. And that's the platform Mining Indaba is giving to level the playing field and also grow investment opportunities, not only in South Africa, but also in the whole continent.
Yeah. Tom, you live in the UK, in London, the house where the money's at. And of course, I suppose it's a stupid question to ask, are people interested to invest in Africa? We have delegates here. Clearly there's an interest. But how much is that appetite to invest on the continent as a whole? And, given that we're in a high interest rate environment, are there funds out there to invest in new projects?
It's a great question. Obviously, inflation is a concern for a lot of financial markets at the moment. However, with geopolitical things going on at the moment in terms of Russia and Ukraine, this is throwing up huge opportunities for supply chains, particularly mineral and resources, to be sourced from other areas, particularly Africa. So I think it's a really important time for Africa, particularly South Africa. Franz will know this a lot better than I do, but with the wealth of platinum group metals, there's a huge opportunity to develop a hydrogen economy here, which I believe Anglo-American are going to be speaking about with their new chief executive, Duncan Wanblad. Other concerns are with a just transition within Africa, which we have to be very mindful of. What we have to deliver for mining, particularly in South Africa, is a just transition so that jobs, economies can be created instead of just leaving the mining economy to deteriorate.
Yeah.
But there is huge appetite for investment, particularly with what's going on in the world at the moment and in Africa.
Franz, just speaking to what Thomas just said, of course, you know the South African landscape inside out. Not only have you been in mining business, you've also been on the other side representing trade unions. You understand government and policy and so on and so forth. It's not impossible for us to achieve the just transition, but in our context and given what you know, how difficult or easy is that going to be?
Look, it's not going to be easy, I must concede. My biggest concern is that stakeholders has not got into a point of serious discussions and engagement about the just transition. We tend to see two competing views. Those who are saying we don't want anything to do with renewables, nor that the just transition jobs are going to be lost, or the greenies who are saying do away with mining altogether. So those are the extremes. The reality is that if we are not managing change will mismanage us. And therefore, I said a number of stakeholders, rather be proactive. Let's embrace this just transition and and embrace it in such a manner that it must be on our terms and not be imposed on us at a point where we have no say on it. Rather, we must drive it and be keen and be actors and players in this just transition.